boys got to hold on because I'm going to have to stand on it.
All right, welcome back to High, Wide, and Handsome, a racing podcast now in video form. We have moved from our audio-only episodes last year, and let's introduce ourselves here. Of course, I'm Matt Klein, joined with my co-host. First off, Mr. Sean Allen.
Hey, everybody. Man, it is good to be back, and it's good to see everyone's face, except for sizes. Ain't nobody wanting to see that. But, here we are. We're back. It's a new season upon us, and, man, let's get to racing.
That's right. That's what we are excited about, and that season is here. And, of course, also here, Mr. Michael Sizemore.
Hey, how wide and handsome listeners. So glad that you're tuning back in for our second season. So glad you get to see something as beautiful as this face for the second season. I mean, now you got a face to put with the voice. And I know because of this, the viewership amongst eligible women is going to go through the roof because, they can't just turn it off when they see something this beautiful on television or YouTube.
Eligible women must mean something that I don't understand. If that's the case.
Well, I hope that's the case. I guess we'll time will tell. But as we said,
anyway,
the new NASCAR is back, basically, or soon to be back within 1 week of tonight when we're doing this. Will be the Busch Clash, followed, of course, a few days later by the Daytona 500 and all things speed weeks in between. And
oh man,
I mean, I'm pumped.
Speed weeks are here. Oh yeah, man! Speed weeks are here. It's one of the most wonderful times of the year in my book. You got, that used to be back in the day when the duels and everything were during the day. I was trying to find ways to get out of calling off work or whatever to stay home. So at least we don't have to do that anymore. But man, I'm excited.
Yeah, absolutely. In Daytona, they finished up the 24 hours of Daytona. The IMSA race over the past weekend, some NASCAR guys there. Jimmy Johnson actually ended up that team, of course, Action Express, second overall. So Johnson got a podium finish. Pretty cool.
I love racing, but every time I watch some of the Rolex 24, I realize I'm not smart enough to watch that race. But it's cars going fast, so I enjoy it.
I usually have a pretty good time with it. I think I watched, tried to figure it today, about 16 hours worth of this one.
Oh, wow. Awesome. That's good.
But anyway, we're going to give our big predictions for this new NASCAR 2021 for the season. You're going to hear what we think on a few categories, and we're going to be right.
Yeah, obviously. I've never been wrong.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, man.
We're going to jump right in. First off,
if only there was
go right ahead, John.
If there's only a way to fact check anything, size just saying. I mean,
well. All right, we're going to dive in first to I guess controversial something new here for the new season for 2021, and that is the Bristol Dirt Race. That's right, the first race, the spring race at Bristol. They're laying down the dirt. As a matter of fact, it's on the track now. They've been working it daily. They have live feeds. You can watch that progress, which is pretty cool. I'll check that out a little bit. But guys, this one we will predict our winner for the race, but we're just kind of looking at the overall whole affair as well, because as far as other racing, it's going to basically be a 12-day affair of dirt motorsports. Almost every under division of dirt is going to be out there throughout a week. I'm excited for that as well. But then not only Cup, which we will primarily be looking at, but we also worth mentioning Truax and Xfinity. Everyone, everything in the country almost is racing the Bristol Dirt that week.
Is Xfinity racing on dirt?
Yeah.
I thought it was just Cups and truck. I didn't know they had Xfinity race.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Well, if we're making predictions about the thing, I'll give you my first prediction, and this is some real low hanging fruit. But I'm predicting chaos.
Yeah.
If anybody wants a prediction for Bristol Dirt, that's what there is. It's going to be chaos, and it's going to be something. I can't wait. I can't wait to see what happens. I heard I think in a podcast interview not too long ago, the king of the dirt, Kyle Larson, they were talking to him about it, and even he was saying, I'm not 100% sure what to expect out of this. You put these cars on that dirt, so chaos is going to ensue. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, I think that's probably a good word. And Size, I just confirmed you are correct. Xfinity not on the dirt. I do apologize for that. I don't know why I had that in my head. But
I wish they were.
yeah,
Sold out super quick.
Dude,
There's still truck tickets out there if anybody wants to go to the truck race, but I think that sold out in like a day or two.
Yeah, Cup went quick, which I'm sure they're unlimited seating.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do think chaos is going to be the term. I think how chaotic though. I think it's going to go into really how the track settles with these heavy stock cars, and now it's going to certainly be settled from the racing all week. It'll be work. I've saw a lot of concern about the actual track and can they maintain it and can it handle the cars. Yes, that none of that, in my opinion, is going to be a problem as far as getting the track. It's not what people think. But anyway, I think as far as how the track's going to groove up for these heavy stock cars that are not used to dirt, and there are some rule changes coming for the cars, and we'll get more of those as we get closer. We'll dive into some of that, but it's just going to be really interesting. I think it's going to be chaos in the fact of no one, even King of the Dirt, say Kyle Larson or Christopher Bell, is going to know what to expect just because it's something that's no one's seen. Really. And I think that's going to be the name of the game, is who can adjust quicker. And I think it'll be really curious if it ends up being two grooves, if they can get that a high groove kind of lead in, that cushion, as they call it in dirt racing. And man, I'm just excited. It's going to be so fun to watch.
Yeah, I'm real pumped about it. It's really a cool experience. I mean, something that I didn't really expect to see in my lifetime. I mean, I did not expect to see NASCAR Cup cars running on dirt anytime soon, but it's something that's bringing excitement to the sport. A lot of people are talking about it, especially, in the region we're in, where we're kind of close to Bristol. A lot of people around this area who haven't watched NASCAR in forever kind of hyped about the Bristol dirt race.
Yeah.
It's great. It's great for the sport, I mean, it's exposure. I mean, I love everything about it.
Yeah, I'm very excited. All my life, I've said I would love to see them have a dirt race back on the schedule. I would like to see NASCAR, and we're kind of getting that cover every form of quote unquote American style racing for stock cars, and we're kind of getting there with the addition of all the road courses, which I do like to see, and now a dirt race and some going back to opening up some more short tracks, National Speedway coming on. That I think we're getting closer to that, and that's cool.
For sure.
But all right, so since we're doing Bristol Dirt, we got to give predictions for, a Bristol Dirt winner. And Size, we'll let you give this one first.
Well, I mean, since I'm going first, I'm obviously going to go with the most obvious answer and steal everybody else's pick and say it's going to be the Rick Hendrick number 5, driven by Kyle Larson, going to victory lane there. I mean, the man just tore it up on the Outlaw Series this last year, and it's hard to bet against him on a dirt track.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong there. Fantastic choice, of course. And I mean, Sean, are you in the same boat, or you got something different?
I mean, if we're not at the point where we have to keep picking different things, I mean, I don't know.
Oh no, not for this. I don't think so.
Yeah. No. I mean, I don't know how. I mean, the only person I can think of other than Kyle Larson, if he don't do it, would probably be Bale. honestly. I mean, they're both extremely good dirt racers. I don't know how if Kyle Larson isn't the favorite and Bell a pretty close second.
Yeah, I mean, certainly hard to argue that, but I'm going to give you one.
Okay.
Because my prediction, and he's not getting said a lot, but my man knows how to get around a dirt track. The only other time Bristol had dirt on it was in the year 2000 and 2001. I was at one of those races, which is awesome. But this man's father and uncle were there, so they know a little bit about Bristol dirt. It's in the family. And I'm predicting Ryan Blaney shows up and surprises some people and takes on that Bristol dirt win.
All right. I mean, as a Ryan Blaney fan, this year is his year to kind of prove himself, prove that he's more than just a super speedway racer. So I'd be happy to see that. I mean, I'd like to see him win there, but like I said, hard to bet against like.
I mean, yeah, you're certainly not wrong.
Yeah, I have no problem with that. I mean, I like Blaney, wouldn't mind seeing that happen. I don't think it's going to happen. I'm just going to be honest, but I wouldn't mind seeing it happen for sure. For sure. I mean, Blaney's good.
Going to be a fun one when we get there. I also, I think a couple other guys worth noting that I do think will perform well there. Chase Briscoe, I think in that 14 will get together and run good there. And I do think Austin Dillon will perform at Bristol Dirt. And here's a wild prediction for Bristol Dirt. There are reports that Ty Dillon will drive the 23 Toyota that normally Bubba Wallace will drive in the Busch Clash. If those reports come to fruition and are true, which makes sense because Ty is eligible, the 23 needs as much track time as possible. And Ty is in Camp Toyota with Joe Gibbs racing in the Xfinity side now, as odd as that seems. But if they work together, I predict that 23XI will enter a second car at Bristol Dirt with Ty in it because it just makes too much sense.
Okay. That'd be cool.
So just a little, a bold, random, kind of out of the blue prediction that I started thinking about today when I heard that Dillon may be running that Toyota in the Clash.
I mean, if a Dillon has to win something, I'd rather be Ty.
Well, I mean, I agree there, but I do think Austin will have a good showing at Bristol Dirt, though, or at least potentially.
I have the real serious question. If there's a second car, will it be number 45?
I hope.
It has to be, right?
All right, let's move to another category and Rookie of the Year predictions for 2021. I know, of course, only two rookies competing for Rookie of the Year this year: Chase Briscoe in the 14 Stewart Haas Ford, and Anthony Alfredo in the 38 front row Ford. Sean, you got predictions for Rookie of the Year and the rookie class in general?
I like both guys. Truthfully, I like both drivers, but I think Rookie of the Year is going to be Chase Briscoe's to lose. Quite frankly, I mean Chase. I mean, I expect him to have a good season. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't expect him to come out and have a championship performance necessarily his first year, but I think Briscoe's going to run really well and do good for himself in the 14. I like Alfredo too. I'd like to see him have a solid season, as solid as he can. But I mean, I think it's coming out of the rookie season we just had with so many. I mean, I think we're back to kind of a one horse race and maybe a dark horse.
That's.
Yeah. I really like old Fast Pasta, Anthony Alfredo. I think he's a good driver. I think he's going to have a good career, but I mean, just equipment-wise, I mean, last year, that 14, they had a few stage wins. They ran up front a lot. It's good equipment. Briscoe pretty much proved himself in the Xfinity Series last year that he is a, top level driver, probably the best driver in Xfinity Series last year. I mean, it's hard to say that he's not going to win the Rookie of the Year this year. It's just all the indicators pointing that it's going to be Briscoe's to win this year.
Well, and something else real fast on that, guys, is remember with all the road courses too.
Yeah,
Briscoe's is
exactly.
a solid road course racer, and I mean we may see the battle of the chases on some of these road courses. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, and I mean, of course, I am a huge Chase Briscoe fan, but it's hard not to say him just even equipment wise. I do like Anthony Alfredo a lot. I hope the future's good to him. I think him at 38 will be a pretty good pairing. I think they'll have some good runs, but Briscoe should honestly dominate the Rookie of the Year category. Realistically, I do think Chase is going to have a good year. I think had this been a normal quote unquote schedule without all the new road course additions, Chase would be in the 0 to 1 win potential category. I think with the road courses, we're looking at 1 to 2 wins as a rookie. I really am. I mean, again,
Very
maybe
possible.
I'm biased. I'm a huge Chase fan, but I think we're going to see a really good rookie year, and the road courses are going to really help that happen.
And if he wins, I mean, I guess Stuart Haas will have the Rookie of the Year for 2020 and 2021 if Chase wins this year. It's building a good young racing crew there. Old Tony's ringing them in.
That's right. I picked the right shirt.
Just don't tell Toyota. They ain't buddies with Tony.
No, neither is NASCAR at the moment. There's a lot of tension between Tony and NASCAR right now.
Yeah, a little heat over Eldora right now, isn't there?
Eldora, supposedly Tony asked to run the Busch Clash, and they basically left him unread, so to speak. Ghosted him, I guess you will. Yeah, pretty much. That's what Tony says at least.
Tony Stewart and NASCAR not getting along. Who ever heard of such?
Yeah, it's a big surprise, right? And speaking of surprises, we're going to look at a couple predictions for surprising category, and we're going to do a negative and a positive. Who we think might surprise you, have a better year than expected, and who might have a worse year than expected. Yeah. And John, we'll start with you on this one. Who's your negative, or excuse me, your positive leaning surprise?
So I mean, I should dig deeper and come up with something more creative for this, but quite frankly, there's only one way I can go just because of what I want the most, and I'm saying that at the number 23 team is going to have a better year than a lot of people are expecting. Yeah. Now, I'm not saying they're going to go out and contend for the championship, win 7 races or anything like that, but I think they're going to be better than people think, just because even though they are a new team, but I mean they have some really good backing, and they're partnered in with JGR, which is always fast. You've got the money of the greatest basketball player of all time, pouring it in there. And we know that he's even said throughout this that he's not showing up to not contend, basically. Yeah. So I think if things aren't right, that he'll be looking for ways to make it better. Of course, we all know that Denny Hamlin's the weak link, but we won't get into that. but I think Bubba is, and what I really want this is I really think Bubba is going to shut some people up with his talent. Because I get sick and tired of hearing Bubba. I think people say things about Bubba all the time, like he can't win and all this. I think he can win, and I think he will win this year. I don't know, how many or 1 or 2, whatever, but I think he's going to find a way to get it done a time or 2 this year. That's my surprise for the positive performance. Sure.
Yeah, certainly like that and agree, actually, for the most part at least. And Size, what you got for your positive surprise?
I mean, well, obviously I agree with Sean, but I mean, I don't want this whole segment to be all 3 of us just talking about how good we think the 23
I got another one, but I do agree with Sean.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm going to go with Suarez this year. I think the ride that he's getting is going to help him out. I think having Pitbull.
Well, now I don't have another one.
Oh, dang, sorry.
No, that's good. No, it's just fun.
Yeah, I think Suarez is a great driver. I think he proved himself in Xfinity, obviously an Xfinity champion. He's proved himself in lesser equipment. I feel like just having a team that's going to be there behind him and going to try to get him some good stuff on the track each week is going to help him out a lot. And I feel like he could be. I mean, I don't know if he'll have a win, but I feel like he'll run definitely closer to the top as compared to the last season. I can see him at least having a handful of top tens, maybe a top 5 or 2.
Yeah, I like that, and I do have a third option, so I'm going to actually touch on both of yours because I agree with them, and then I give you a third one. As for Bubba and 23XI, the Michael Jordan team, I think right out of the gate they're going to have speed because it's essentially from everything you can find, and it's a 5th JGR car, and they're going to have speed right out the gate. I think. Of course, it's anyone knows me knows I am a Bubba Wallace fan. I do think Bubba has the talent. I think there will, like any team, be growing pains that they will have to overcome, and that's just the nature of the beast. But I think certainly they'll get that together. There's no reason they shouldn't, at least potentially. And I think we're looking at least a win, possibly a couple. But I think they can. I think they're at least going to contend for wins by the end of the season, if nothing else.
Yeah.
And as far as Trackhouse Racing and Suarez, I'm pretty excited about this team. I think it's cool. Pitbull and Justin Marks, there seem to be all in as much as they possibly can be. They have sponsorship. They have new sponsorship, new money, if you will, coming into NASCAR. Suarez's longtime sponsor, Arson, is back under a different name, one of their other companies, but it's the same one. They've backed him for basically his whole career, even before NASCAR, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I think they're going to run pretty good just because, I mean, not maybe right out the gate, but by the end of the year, I certainly expect by pretty good. I mean, I'm talking top 20s, moving up to some top 15s, eventually into the top 10s. And I mean that in a positive light. I think Trackhouse is a program that seems to really be kind of dive in and build a future. So I'm looking at a 5-year program, 10-year program that they might be a team that can compete for some wins eventually. And I think Suarez has the talent to be that structure base. He's still a super young guy, but he's experienced. He's an Xfinity champion. The foundations are there for them to pull off something cool over the next, say, 2, 3, 5 years.
I agree with you. I think that's really spot on for them. And Suarez deserves it, man. He deserves a good ride. He's got a lot of talent. And excited,
I really think so too,
for both these guys. Yeah.
All right, and now a surprise to the negative side.
Well, you see, what's your third option?
Oh, my third. Okay, I did have a third option. My third option is that Alex Bowman is going to be really, really good this year. I don't know how surprising that is, but I think Bowman is going to be good enough to potentially make a Final Four appearance good.
Wow. All right. I mean, he showed signs of something there last year. I mean, it's there. Yeah. This could be the season he takes it to that next level.
Yeah, I kind of feel like, and there's so much talent there. I think Byron is the weak link now, big time. Hendrick, I think Byron has to turn it up this year. Who knows what could happen with that equation? But I think Bowman, we already saw, in my opinion, coming on at the end of last year, and in general, he's been solid forever. But really, the end of last year started running really, really good, looking spectacular. Moved to that 48, and that's really just as much as you think, just a confidence booster. And Ally coming on, that's basically Chevrolet saying, "Hey, you're our guy now." So I think big things can come for Bowman in the 48 team. I really do. I think 48 could, I don't guess you could say return to glory because Jimmy Johnson did astronomical things in that car, but certainly back to competing regularly week in and week out for wins.
And, Alex Bowman's kind of flying under the radar right now. There's a lot of talk about Rick Hendrick Racing, and everybody's talking about Chase, who's coming in as the former or current champion. Everybody's talking about Larson coming in, and but nobody's really talking about Bowman right now. And he, like I said, at the end of the season last year, he showed some flurries of being a great driver there. And he could be the new Hendrick guy. Yeah,
and didn't he before the pandemic? Didn't he win last year? Wasn't that before the pandemic? Am I crazy?
He did.
Yeah. So I mean, I definitely can see that happening. I mean, he's solid. So
Yeah,
100%
I think
can see that.
basically, and maybe if not even that top four, that final four appearance, I think his big breakout year. Not that he's had a bad run at all, but I think that he moves to that, become that next level driver. I really think it could happen. All right, and let's quickly move along now to that negative surprise. And Size, you want to start this one?
Yeah. I thought about this quite a bit, and there's some teams that I don't think are going to perform very well, but I don't know if they'll be negatives. Like I don't expect the number 3, Austin Dillon, to have the win that he got last year, but I don't know if that's going to be a surprise because nobody expected him to have the win last year.
Right.
My pick for things that I think might actually be surprising will be Martin Truax, which again, I know he's kind of down right now, so it's not really a huge surprise, but he was still up in the top, running towards the top last year. But I think with, unfortunately, he has a lot of personal issues going on in his life right now with his partner, and I don't think he's going to have the season that he's had recently. I feel like it's going to be a down year for Truax.
All right, Sean.
Okay. Well, I'm my negative surprise in some ways goes along with my positive surprise. But I can't believe when I talked about my positive surprise real quick, I forgot to say from North Carolina. I've been waiting all night to say that, and I forgot. What's wrong with me? But anyway, I think, and I swear this isn't anything personal, but I think Denny Hamlin's going to be down a little bit this year. And the reason I say, I know Size thinks I'm just being a hater, but I'm serious. Okay, just hear me out. For one, as a wise man once said, I think we saw peak Hamlin last year. And, I think that, number one, not getting it done in the Final Four after, which was by far his best chance of doing so, may have an impact. And I think, too, going into car ownership, having all that on your plate, too, I think that may impact him a little bit. I'm not saying he's not going to be competitive and he's not going to win a few races, but I just don't think he's going to maintain the success level that he was at last year. I don't see him getting back to the championship 4 this year.
Yeah, I certainly understand that. And Sizes on your Truax, that was actually my top one. I agree 100%. I think Truax is kind of going to fall a notch this year. Not to wish ill will upon him, of course, but as you said, a lot of things going on, and we've sort of seen it in performance a little bit already. But since you took that, I'll throw one more in real quick. And I think, unfortunately, I saw a lot of high hopes for Eric Jones and the 43 team. Everyone that knows me knows the 43 has really honestly been my number one team forever and probably always will be. I do like Jones as a driver. I think Jones is a fantastic driver, but Jones has never driven mediocre equipment. So I think the adjustment there is going to be greater than expected as far as to drop down to that.
Yeah.
I saw people saying they think the 43, because they were running top 20, top 15 occasionally with Bubba, can go from there to winning with Eric, and I don't see that happen. I do think they'll have some solid runs, though. And I hope so. I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah, Bubba brought a lot of money into that team that's not there now. That went with Bubba.
They lost a lot of money. They got STPs coming back for a race or two, Air Force for a race or two, WWT, which came in just for Bubba, but have stuck around because they enjoyed the Petty Enterprises company there, or Richard Petty Motorsports. But I think for just 3 races, so we don't really know even about the financial picture there. Unfortunately, I hope it's in better situation than it seems, but.
Yeah. I'll just for the
go ahead.
I was just going to say, guys, I can definitely see both of your predictions as well. I didn't comment on Sizes, but I can totally see both of those. Yeah.
All right, we'll move on quickly. Most wins on the season, of course. Harvick racked that up last year. Who we got this year, Sean?
Hey, look. I think the same formula that worked last year is going to work again this year. You can't hold Rodney Childers down. No practice, he don't care. I say that I think Kevin Harvick's going to hold that title again this year. I just can't see anybody topping them, and unless there's some kind of dramatic fall that we can't see predicting the future right now, I think Harvick's going to definitely win the most races again.
Mr. Mike.
All right, I'm gonna hide my face in shame while I say this.
Oh,
It's Kyle Busch. I feel like
Okay.
after last year, with the 1-win season and barely got the 1 win, that I think I feel like there's going to be more practices this year as the kind of the pandemic hopefully winds down a little bit. I feel like that's something that hurt Kyle last year. I feel like he's going to be just after it this year, after what happened last year, and I feel like he's going to dominate. But I hate to say it. I wish I had said it. I feel bad about it. Like I'm going to throw up in my mouth now.
All right. Speaking on the Kyle subject, I do think Kyle will certainly have an improved season from last year and be in contention for more wins. I don't have him in my most wins, though. I'm with Sean. I do have Harvick going back with most wins. That formula is just too good. It possibly in 2022 we could be looking at something different because we will be getting the new car then. But Rodney and Kevin got this combination that we have now figured out, and I just don't really see that changing.
And they made a fast race car last year. You can't deny that. They smoked it.
Oh, yeah. All right, and that'll get us down. Let's early predictions here for the final 4 drivers in the playoffs. Size, who you got?
Harvick, Hamlin,
Okay.
Kyle Busch,
Yeah.
and my 4th, I'm thinking a Penske driver, probably Keselowski.
Okay. And from there, who wins the championship?
Kyle Busch. Again, I hate
Wow.
to say it. Makes me sick to say it, but I think he's going to be a 3-time champion after this year.
Okay. Certainly very possible. Sean, to you, final 4, and then from there, you're champion.
well, Si's saying all that's blowing my mind just a little bit.
You gotta be honest. Anyway, like I said, I've never been wrong before. Why should I start now?
So there's a lot of young guys, a lot of young blood in NASCAR, but I believe that the cream always rises to the top. And so I think our final 4 are all going to be 4 former champions. I think we're going to see Kevin Harvick,
Okay.
Chase Elliott,
Yeah.
Kyle Busch, and Brad Keselowski. I think those are going to be the 4. I think it's going to be 4 former champions, and I think my prediction for champion is Kevin Harvick, and I'll tell you why. I would say that Rodney Childers probably hasn't slept since Martinsville last year, trying to figure out what in the heck went wrong. So I would, if he manages to get into the Elite 8, I would not want to be there to see what they bring to Martinsville and what they bring to Phoenix, because it's probably going to be something like we've never seen before. But I think Harvick will be the one, because those guys probably haven't slept since then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I like all those, and mine sort of touch on all that. My 4 that I have, my 4 and 5 spot, I'll mention it. I went back and forth a bunch. I gave it my 4 spot to Joey Logano. It's just hard not to. Team Penske's going to be fast, but I almost put it as Bowman just because I think they're going to have such a good year. But I ended up putting Logano. My 3rd spot, to reiterate on sizes, is Kyle Busch. I think they're going to have a much better year in redemption. Chase Elliott, your returning champ, I think he's going to have another great year. And lack of Hamlin for me, because I have Harvick at the top, and I have Harvick as my champion as well. I think that sweet redemption is coming for Harv and Rod.
Like I said, I've never been wrong, but this time I hope I'm wrong and you guys are right. It'll make me feel a lot better to be wrong if you guys are right and I'm wrong on the champion.
Hey, but
somebody, make sure you have this saved in your YouTube annals, because he's going to lie and say that he picked who the champion is. Let me just put that out there right now. If the champion's Austin Dillon, he's going to swear he picked it.
I told y'all Bubba was taking the championship this year.
See,
March next year, I predicted it from day 1 was going to be the champion.
Eric Jones, I told you it's going to be 43 back to prominence. See, I think I think your nonsense killed Matt. I think or this is when Alan Gustafson called and told him he had to take tires.
Getting those tires again. Both of y'all put Chase in your top 4, so
Oh, shoot. Sorry, guys. I had an oil leak there. came on strong and fast. Had to get it worked on.
Yeah. I almost put Bowman in mine. I thought about it.
I'm sure
I really
I'm
think
surprised
they're
you
going to
didn't-
run good.
Surprised yours wasn't Chase, Larson, Bowman, and crap, can't remember the other one's name.
Well,
Byron.
I ain't putting Jerry Jr. in mine.
Oh,
Chase, Larson, Bowman, and Bubba. Michael Jordan driving the number.
well, guys,
man.
that is way too early to really do it, but we did it. 2021 predictions.
Yeah.
I don't guess it's too early, but we'll regret some of them, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, for
that's going
sure.
to close this one. But before we go, before we're back recording, we're going to try to record these on Tuesday nights. The Busch Clash will happen, so we're going to predict the winner of that. And you know what? I'm going to start with this one because I have it the whole show, and it's probably not hard to guess. But let's see where he's right there. Chase Elliott does what he did at Daytona because we are on the road course. He does what he did at the last outing at the road course and wins the Busch Clash. The champion started out the season with that exhibition win. Sean?
Well, I think that's a very, very good pick. If I picked first, I would have picked him too. But I'll do something different since you took Chase. And I'm going to say in this rookie season, Chase Briscoe takes the Busch Clash and on the road course. I'm going to say Chase Briscoe gets it done.
Well, I was trying to figure out who I was going to pick, and I looked at the list if it was racing in it, and yeah, you guys went with some obvious picks there, but I'm going with my first pick from last year, Matt DiBenedetto.
Okay.
Got to start out with Matty D. It's got to be your first pick every year because eventually you'll get it right. Hopefully.
I know you don't understand how this works, Size, but you pick people who are good on road courses. Yeah, you do this. So that's why our picks seemed obvious.
I think Matty gets that win this year.
I hope so. I'd love to see it. I'd love to see that team get its 100th win this year.
That'd be great.
He's looking for a job at the end of the year regardless. We know that much. But he ran top 15 at the Daytona road course though, so he's not too bad of a sloucher there.
No, it's not bad. I don't think he's gonna win, but that's not bad.
I mean, I don't really
like
either,
Matty,
but I like that. But yeah, guys, that's going to bring it home for this one, our first one. We're going to do these weekly. We'll try to wrangle them in a little bit more when we can, and when we can't, we're going to let it ride.
Right.
Whatever that means. But in closing thoughts, guys, anything you need to plug before we go? Si, start with you.
Plug the old ABE. Like us, subscribe to us, love us, send us money.
Well,
yeah. So be sure, as I said, Arson Brothers Entertainment on all your social media platforms. Find us, talk to us. Toy Brothers Super Show. Be sure to follow us on all those same social media platforms. Hit me up. I'd love to talk to you. Professor_Waldo on pretty much all your social media platforms. If you encounter Size and I, we'll probably be arguing. So just ignore all that.
there you go. And I'll say, of course, the Arson Brothers Entertainment pages on Facebook and Instagram, as I said, here at the Arson Brothers Network. So gracious for them to give us a spot here for How Wide and Handsome on the YouTube channel now. But please subscribe and like this video, share it. we also have a Facebook group, High Wide and Handsome Facebook group that we're trying to get going. Not a lot of people in there, but we sure like to have some fun. We're going to try to have some fun discussions. So just search High Wide and Handsome Facebook and High Wide and Handsome on Instagram, although I haven't posted in it in quite a long time, but I'm going to try to get some stuff rolling back there as well. But for that, we appreciate you watching.
Shout out to our sponsor, Warehouse Clothing Company, Princeton, West Virginia, something Mercer Street. I don't know.
Absolutely. Warehouseclothing.com. Lots of goodies there, including Arson Brothers merch.
Yeah, like these shirts.
You can get a link in the comments below here. But we'll be back next week after the Busch Clash and before the Daytona 500. We can't wait to see you then. We'll be back for more High, Wide, and Handsome.